Hey Highland Hornets, it's Mrs. Campbell here. This video is to teach you about using Google Forms. On the desktop, to access any Google Apps for Education, you can click this icon. There's also a link on the Hive. If you're at home and you're trying to find Google Apps for Education, just go through Google Chrome, your browser, Google Chrome. You can type in Highland's website, dcps.org/HES. Scroll down. Students, Google Apps for Education will also take you straight into signing in. I like to give you multiple ways to be able to access our applications. So if you don't remember one, perhaps you will remember another. To sign in, you will put in your email address and then your password. I'm going to click no because I'm on a student computer and I don't want it to remember my credentials. Now my drive is going to look different from yours. These are my files, but anytime you want to create any new Google file, whether it's Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Sheets, no matter what it is, you're going to click New, More for Google Forms. Going across here, I'm going to click a blank form. Now, it gives you this automatically, sets it up automatically like this. Looks pretty simplistic, but there's actually quite a bit to making this form. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to click here, hit your delete, and name it. And I'm just going to put survey. The purpose of a Google form is to collect data or information from people, and it makes it a quick way for people to answer the questions that you might have. I'm going to click here, and then it pops that name right into there, the title name. I'm going to click right here for form description. You can put any information in here that the user may need to know, like maybe a deadline or how you're wanting them to answer these questions. Like please answer honestly, or please answer by a certain date. I'm just going to put please answer these questions just so that you can see you can put directions in there. All right, so now we are ready. We're going to change our theme first. While this is a lovely purple color, I would like for it to be a different color. So I'm going to click up here for the color palette, and it gives me all these lovely colors that I can pick from. Or, here's the fun part, I can click this image, and it gives me lots of different topics to choose from. I'm a soccer person, so I'm going to go ahead and select this one. Just so you know too, you can upload another photo that you may want to have. However, you need to pay attention that the photo needs to be really wide and horizontal like these are. Otherwise, it's not going to format correctly for your file. So I'm going to click here and click select. And now it has changed my theme. All right, so now I'm ready for my first question. I'm going to click right here. And I'm going to click backspace, and I'm going to say, do you like soccer? Question mark. All right. Now it's giving me a suggestion of possible answers that I may want to have. I can click that. I can click add all or click on the yes or the no. I'm going to go ahead and just click the yes and the no. I can also type. I can also click right in there and type if I wanted to type the answer. Whatever you want to put in there. As you can see, this is a multiple choice question. There are a different variety of questions. This first one, I'm just going to make multiple choice of yes and no. I'm also going to make this a required question because I don't want anybody to skip any of my questions. I want to make sure that they are actually answering them. Okay, so from here, I'm going to ask another question. But the thing is that if they say yes, I might have them answer one question, and if they say no, then I'm going to follow that up with another question about, well, what sports do you like? Okay, so if it's yes, so what I want to do next actually is I'm going to add a section, which is right here, and that says section 1 of 2. So this will be the first page that my user sees. I'm going to continue down to this one, and I'm going to say if no, which, let's do it this way. If yes, who is your favorite player? And I'm going to, oops, that was supposed to be a title for this section. So sorry. So we'll just put if yes. And then I'm going to add the question, sorry. There we go, there's my question. Who is your favorite player? Question mark. All right, and I'm going to make that multiple choice, and I could put a couple in there. I know there's so many to choose from. I could keep going. Okay, and then I'll put other in there in case somebody has somebody else. So I have multiple choice questions in there, and that's required. All right, so if they say yes, it's going to, I have to click here on the yes and click this ellipsis, and I'm going to say go to section based on answer. So if they answer yes, then I want them to go to this section, to continue to section 2 if yes. All right? So now also I need to add another section, right? And this section, I need to move this. Will it let me move it? Yes, I'm going to move down. Nope, that's not what I want to do. I want it to move down here. I guess I could change it that way. So it changed it to section 3 if yes. It did it automatically. This is going to be section 2, which is currently untitled. So I'm going to put here if no. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this. And then my question here is going to be if no, what sport do you like? All right? And then I can make this multiple choice and then put other options in there, just like I did for the other one. Okay, and you can keep going on, or you can put an other on there for any other answer somebody might come up with. I might want to also ask, and maybe I want to know why. So I'm going to add a second question for if no. Why do you not like soccer? Because I can't imagine anybody not liking soccer, but somebody might not. And instead of, I might leave this as a short answer or a paragraph form to let somebody put that in there to answer why they don't like soccer. All right, so as you see now, I have, depending on how they answer the first question, will depend on where they go next. If they say yes, they're going to jump down here to this one and say, who is your favorite player? If they answer no, then they're going to come down here to this section to answer these two questions, all right? I need to make sure that this is set up right. So I said if yes, you're going to go to section 3, and if it's a no, then you're going to go to section 2. So there's those questions. I want to make sure I also have required, clicking here, that was required, clicking here, and this one is required. All right, so just for a minute, I want you to see the different types of questions that are available. There's short answer and paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes. There's drop-down menus where you can include a lot of answers already pre-filled, like say for an example, like for teacher names, or if you're going to create a form with teacher names, you can use multiple choice a lot for that. So the other thing that you can do is you can actually add other questions besides just text questions. You can also add text and titles. You can also add images, and you can also add video to your survey. Just to show you as an example, I'm going to click over here real quick to a form I had made up before. Try to find it. Oops, sorry. We got a hot pink house. And yeah, say hot pink house. Just an example, when we were picking our mascot, I used a form. But instead of just writing in the answers, I figured our youngest kids, they couldn't read balloon, flamingo, and pig. So I put images in there so that they could see the image and then select their choice from there. So I just kind of wanted you to see an example of where you can use images in your form. So clicking back over here to our survey that we have so far. You can also, if you needed to change the order of a question, like maybe you decided, that you wanted to ask them, why do you not like soccer? Maybe you want to ask that first before you ask that. You can go up here at the very top, see all those little dots, and just change the order. That was easy. So you can just drag and drop the order of your questions. Okay, so once you get all of your questions done, you feel like that's all working really well, you can click the preview. Now, it's always good to check your preview before you put it out there, because you might catch, it'd be really easy when you're adding sections and you're saying if they answer one way to go to this section, if they answer another way to go to another section. Click your preview, see what it is. It's just going to ask that first question. I can click the yes, and then next. And then it came up and said, if yes, then who is your favorite player? So that's pretty cool. That was really fast. Now I'm going to exit out of that tab because once you get done previewing your form, the next thing you need to do is you need to go to settings, which is the little gear shift right here. And there's a few things that you're going to want to do, or I want you to be aware of. You may want to make sure that somebody is signed in. Like if you don't care, about who answers it, or if they answer it more than one time, then you can just leave it without having to require a sign-in, okay? But if you want to make sure that it's collecting your email addresses and that people only do it one time, you can click it here to make sure that nobody from outside of our school can answer it, and you can click here to limit it to one response. You can also decide after they hit submit, if they change their mind, if they want to edit it afterwards, you can decide on that one, okay? And then once you decide how you want to, what you want to do with those options, you click the save. So that's under the general tab, under settings. Under presentation, if this is a really long survey, you may want to show the progress bar. So if it's a 30-question survey, so that person can see where they are in, maybe they're on question 10 of 30, so that they can see that. All right. Quizzes is something more for teachers, so I'm going to skip that. Confirmation message is kind of nice, because at the very end, you might want to put in there, thanks so much for answering. So it's just kind of a nice little message to that person after they do your survey. All right. The other thing you want to pay attention to, this is kind of really the important part. Once you have your survey done, it's not enough to do the survey. The whole purpose is because you're wanting to look at the data. So you want to click on responses. And if you see so far, I have 0 responses for my survey. This is a sheet, and it's going to create a sheet for my responses. So I'm going to click here to create it. It's going to say create a new spreadsheet, survey responses, and I'm going to click create. All right. And then trying to remember if I get here. Oh, you can decide if anytime somebody fills out your survey, if you want it to send you an email to let you know that somebody answered it, you can click that right there. This is an example of where the survey responses will go. Timestamp will automatically give you a date and time of when that information came in. And as you can see, here are the questions, and all your answers will appear here. I have to make another video for Google Sheets for you to see kind of a little bit more how to use the data, but that's how you get your information from your forms. I'm going to go back to questions really quickly because I'm starting to run out of time. Let's see. The other thing, collaborators. Maybe you have multiple people working on the form. Click the ellipsis up here. You can click Add Collaborators, and you can type in and invite people. Put in the addresses here, people that you want to join in with you in making changes to this form. Or maybe you just want them to view it, but that's where you can do that. The other thing that you want to pay attention to is, not under this one, you want to click send, sorry. If you click send, you can send the form to an email address if you want, or you can get a link. And this is what I do a lot. For Sharpen the Saw forms, all these different forms that I use the link, I shorten it, I copy it, and then I have my link. That's it for right now. We're out of time. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you later. Have a great day.